This is one of the favorite bhajan of Srila Prabhupada, our Acharya. Again, keeping up with our dear Srimala Prabhu. It's a tall order. I'll try. Jaya Radhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodhanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodhanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodhanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Okay, let's start with the invocation prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. One more time. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We can all read this together. Come on. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shlakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaikam Tatati Vishwapadantikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Full mood of devotion. Let's all call the Lord's names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna. So, who is Lord Chaitanya? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna himself, who appeared in the form of a devotee. He's often celebrated as dancing god. So Gauranga Darshan, His Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu always says that Lord Chaitanya Krishna in his Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 14, I think that's in the next slide. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatatantascha dridhavrida namasyantascha mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, laying down before me these great souls, Mahatmas, perpetually worship me with devotion. So basically, Krishna converses with Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Then Krishna, as you know, is the greatest teacher. He said, okay, I have to, this was 4,500 years before Kali Yuga. Memory loss is tremendous for all of us. And so with that, he said, let me also teach them how to be a devotee, how to chant the holy name. Here I am telling, chant the holy name, but I also have to teach them personally as to how to derive that ecstasy by chanting the holy name. As you know, holy name is the yuga dharma, meaning for self-realization in this Kali Yuga, chanting the holy name is the only way. And that you can see from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, where it says, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam, Kalau Eva Nasti, Eva Gatir Anyatha. There is nothing other than chanting the holy name. The importance of chanting the holy name, we can understand, especially in this Kali Yuga, how much it is beneficial and how much we can draw that connection to Lord Krishna by chanting. It's like 1-800, right? Line, you connect. Right? So, going back again. So, with that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took this form of, like Lord Krishna took the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and wanted to teach us all how to chant the holy name, how to drive ecstasy, how can we sing the Lord's holy names and gather together as a congregation or do Harinam Sankirtan, which is powerful. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared at Sri Dama Mayapura in the city of Navadvipa in Bengal on the full moon day of lunar month, Falguna, in the evening in the year 1486 AD. His father, as you know, is a learned scholar, Jagannath Mishra, and his mother is Srimati Sachi Devi, and and his and she's the daughter of actually Nilambara Chakravarti, a great learned scholar of Navadvipa. Usually, Bengalis, if you see, they have the highest, I would say, intelligence because they are very high thinkers. If you see, like you see Rabindranath Tagore or even Srila Prabhupada, you see the amount of the diction, the language proficiency in them, the appreciation and the deep thinking of a material, whether it be, Krishna or even anything. You see, a lot of people from Bengal are great thinkers. So when I was reading about Nilambara Chakravarti, and I was like, no wonder, because it was like, again, Jagannath Mishra, no wonder his son is a learned Brahmana, but also a great scholar. So, and their younger son, Vishwambara, later known as Nimai Pandita, and then after accepting the renounced order of life, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nimai is how Shachi Devi, Mother Shachi Devi used to call Nimai. It's a beautiful way. She had tremendous love for Mahaprabhu. Again, we talked about why did he appear. And Mahaprabhu established the Yuga Dharma of Harinam Sankirtan in the age of Kali. Now, scriptures that reveal Lord's appearance. We start with Srimad Bhagavatam. Why? Why Srimad Bhagavatam? What is it, Prabhuji?
It's called Amalapura.
Yes. And any other? Why do we start with Srimad Bhagavatam? Why is Srimad Bhagavatam so important for Vaishnavas across, the whole Vaishnava parampara? If you see, regards Srimad Bhagavatam, whether it is Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya or Sri Sampradaya, Srimad Bhagavatam is a ripened fruit, right? And also, it's the purest and the greatest Puranas. They say that even hearing or chanting quarter verse of Srimad Bhagavatam is beneficial. Even Madan Gopal Prabhu, His Grace Madan Gopal Prabhu used to say, if you can show a person saying, oh, there is a temple where Srimad Bhagavatam Katha is going on, that itself renders so much of, punya, like sukriti for all of us. So what to talk about us joining here at this time where you could be doing so many wonderful things the other world is doing. As you can see, wonderful weather. There's so many things we could, but we all chose to come here, hear about Lord Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and engage in the congregational chanting. That shows that we are all blessed by the best. Like we have the Sukriti from the Lord. So let's start with the sacred Srimad Bhagavatam, 11, Canto 11.5-32. There it says, Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Shanko Pankastra Pashatam Yajnai Sankirtana Prayayir Yajantihi Sumeta Saha. Translation: in the age of Kali, intelligent persons performed congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his great associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Wow. Krishna Varnam. What does that mean? The word denotes Lord Chaitanya belongs to the cat Krishna, or in other words, he is Krishna himself. But you might wonder, Krishna is blackish, right? Blackish blue. Neela Mega Shyamala Varna, they say, right? So how can Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu be Krishna? But then it is said in Srimad Bhagavatam, he comes in the color of molten gold. His complexion is not black. He appears in golden yellow complexion, like molten gold. Um, and that's what Tvisha Krishna and Krishna Varnam meaning who constantly chants the holy name, that is the name of Lord Krishna. So he drives ecstasy through chanting. Shankho Pankastra Pashtavam, meaning Lord Chaitanya is always accompanied by his confidential associates. When the Lord comes, arrives and decides to incarnate, I should say, then all entourage appears, right? All his companions and even demigods take birth. So Sankho Pankastra Pashatam is Lord Chaitanya is always accompanied by his confidential associates like Lord Nityananda. We did celebrate Lord Nityananda Trayodashi, February 10th, right? And then Advaita Acharya, Sri Gadadhara Srivasadi Acharya, and then Haridas Thakura, the Nama Acharya. In other incarnations, Lord sometimes may use his weapons to kill the demons. But when he appeared as Lord Chaitanya, he was the most merciful God. Like there was no weapon. Weapons were only the holy names. He gave the holy names to everybody, regardless of caste or creed or whether somebody needs that status or not. Like in those days in Bengal, what they had is the Brahmins were kind of keeping all the mantras and everything to themselves, and they were not shared easily. And so, but when Krishna Chaitanya, like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he was so merciful that he said, chant the holy names, and he was able to give it to everybody, which kind of also created a lot of anger amidst Brahmins. But then Lord has incarnated for this purpose, to deliver all of us through chanting. So he gave the most powerful weapon, which is our holy name, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This Krishna prema through chanting. Why do we say chanting is very important? Why do you think? Oh, I have Krishna in my heart. That's good enough. You know, I cannot. Why do we think? Why do we say chanting is very important? Anybody?
To purify our heart.
Yes, absolutely. But how do you get to love the aspect of chanting? Like nobody should be forcing you to chant. You should be wanting to chant. And why is it? Why is it important?
Is that the holy names are not different from
Thank you so much. Holy names, Nama is not different from Nami. So that is the most important thing. So when you say Hare Krishna, Krishna is right there in front of us. Our eyes are not so transcendental or purified that we can see him, but Krishna is there. That conviction that when I am chanting, Krishna is there with me. When I utter his name, Krishna is there in front of me, you know, in my tongue, right there. So chanting actually brings us closer to Krishna, helps us understand that Krishna Prema is the ultimate goal of our life. That's the purpose. Because if you see young lovers, they often want to talk to each other, they want to meet each other, they want to get to know each other, right? The same way, imagine how do we develop this love without connecting with Krishna? How can we build that relationship, that sambandha, which is most important in our Gaudiya Vaishnava parampara, that sambandha with the Lord? How can we create if we don't call out his name? And the way mini acharyas has said, calling out the name as if it's a child, like a child crying for the mother's love. That's how we are supposed to chant. And Malti Prabhu often says that if you can't make it, fake it, you know, try faking it more. And then ultimately you will be making, because right when you start chanting, you're not going to feel that ecstasy, because we're all, you know, mere immortals, I should say. Like we are here because we wanted to be the enjoyer, and that's why we have come down, taken a birth in this earth. So for us to reach that level, it takes time. So that's why Malti Prabhu always says, you know, start chanting. Even if you don't chant with attention, just attentive chanting, keep chanting. Chant, chant, chant. One day you will realize that. So chanting is a way for us to, again, go towards our purpose, the goal of life, to develop that Krishna prema, the sweetest nectar, is the ultimate, right? So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took this incarnate, came down to earth as Lord Krishna, his main weapon was to use, was Harinam Sankirtan, chanting the Lord's names. And the other scripture, which Gopinatha Acharya, one of the highly regarded Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharya, quoted this verse from Mahabharat's Vishnu Sahasra Nama Stotra. I think most of you will know that. And it's quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 6, verse 104. Suvarna Varno Nemango Varangas Chandanangadi Sanyasa Krichama Shanto Nishta Shanti Parayana. The Lord, in the incarnation of Gaura Sundara, has a golden complexion. Indeed, his entire body, which is nicely constituted like molten gold, sandalwood pulp is smeared all over his body. He will take the fourth order of spiritual life, which is the Varnashram, and will be very self controlled. He'll be distinguished from Mayavadi sannyasis in that he will be fixed in devotional service and will spread the Sankirtana movement. So when you see this, you are like thinking of Lord Chaitanya, the molten golden avatar, the perfect complexion, the perfect eyes, the long limbs, the long nails, long, legs, like golden, like I would say, the thick blackish locks of hair, and beautiful fish-like, eyes. And it's like the Lord appeared so beautiful that it's it's like paintings and other things you see doesn't do justice, I would say, because when you see this, you go through the description of the Lord in various scriptures. I was going through some Garuda Purana and also Narayana, Narada Purana, and then and even Vishnu Tattva was one, you know, mention of that. It was like everybody was giving the description of Lord Chaitanya, and it was like visualizing it was such a treat to the mind. But here, I just wanted to emphasize that the advent of the Lord coming as Lord Mahaprabhu has been predicted in these scriptures ahead. Like to a child, you say, hey, you do this, I'll give you a lollipop. The child wants to see if the lollipop is in your hand. Show me first before I will do that, right? The same way, we are all children of God. We want to prove, we want to know, oh, is he really? We doubt. I One of the pastimes that my Guru Maharaj was saying is, for a child, you say, go pray to Krishna. He will give you definitely this game or this board game or this particular thing the child wishes, this dress or something. The child will go intently and pray to the Lord. It will not even doubt, not an ounce of doubt will be there in the child, thinking that, oh, will God really do this for me? Is God real? Do you think this, child never doubts. Whereas us, we doubt, right? So that's why Krishna knows us, knows our heart, knows our weaknesses. And so through these scriptures, he's revealed that I'm coming. The prediction of the advent of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is already been revealed in many scriptures. Again, Skanda Purana on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Anta Krishna Bahir Gaura Shanko Pankastra Parshataha Shachigarbe Samapnuyam Maya Manusha Karma Krit. Outwardly, I'm golden complexion, but inwardly, I'm Krishna. I will take my birth in the womb of Shakti Devi, accompanied by my associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. I will assume the role of a human being. So the Lord already has said in Skanda Purana. Skanda Purana is one of the longest Purana, if you say. They'll say, oh, are you talking about the Purana? Are you going to be like talking like Skanda Purana? Meaning it's a long Purana. So in that, Lord, it has been predicted, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to come to this and taking the birth in the Kali Yuga in the womb of Shakti Devi. What more proof do we need to know that Lord Krishna and Lord Mahaprabhu are none other than the same? And then when we offer even food, prasadam or the boga to our deities, we often say this prayer, right? Namo Mahavadaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namo Namaha. Meaning, this is a merciful, it's a munificent incarnation. You are Krishna appearing as Shri Krishna Chaitanya. You have assumed the golden color Srimati Radha Rani, and you are widely distributing pure love of Lord Krishna. We offer your respectful obeisances unto you. So, the golden complexion of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is because Lord Krishna wanted basically, Lord Krishna wanted to come as a devotee, but also that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani together in one incarnation. And that's why you see the golden color, because Radharani is the most beautiful. The one who can please Krishna is Srimati Radharani. Nobody can equal her. In fact, we as Krishna conscious devotees, we don't say, Jai Shri Radha or, Jai Radhe Radhe. We always say Hare Krishna. Do you know why? We never say Jai Radhe Radhe or Radhe Shri Radhe, we never take.
We don't separate them.
Oh, that is one. And also, Prabhuji, Srimati Radharani is the highest. So Prabhupada said we have to be very careful when we take the name. Should never be taken like that. So even when Prabhupada went to Vrindavan, many people would greet Radhe Radhe, but Prabhupada would always say Hare Krishna. So, so that is one thing we have to keep in mind, and that's why I didn't bring Srimati Radharani before, because we have to be very, very careful not to perform any offense when we talk about Srimati Radharani. She is the ultimate. If we need Krishna's mercy, we need to go to her. She is the door. She opens the door, actually, and she is the door for us. If we don't get her mercy, there's no way we can go to Krishna. So my takeaways, my early introduction, and this was because I was speaking with Mother Isho yesterday, Isho Upanishad, and she was asking me, what are you going to present today? And I said, I just wanted to, I know they have Deva Madhava Prabhu, my favorite, one of the best preacher, I would say, that the movement has currently. Please don't miss his association. Please come. He's amazing. Um, so I said, I wanted to talk about this, and I don't know if I'm qualified to talk. And she said, well, you're talking about Mahaprabhu, your Guru Maharaj, and all the devotees. Blessings will be there. So you be a tool, but also give your takeaways. How did you come to know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? My first introduction to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was when I was 10 years old, and I went with my great grandmother who lived up to 104, and she used to go to these pravachans or lecture series. And there was this gentleman who was doing Vaishnava Parampara. He took us all over India, wherever the great saints, Vaishnava saints are there. And so he showed us right from south to north to west to east. So on that particular, it is a series of like a 10-day class, pravachan lecture. So I went with her, and my great grandmother is very particular that hearing, is very important, and she always makes sure that she's there, and she takes her grandkids. And so the first time I went there, it was the third day. I think he was talking about, I think third or the fourth day. And this was when he introduced Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was talking about how great he is. The description he gave, a 10-year-old, like with eyes wide, I was like, he took us to like Bengal, I would say. And then he gave us so much description of this Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that my mind, I could see the Lord. The way he described was, oh, look at that molten golden color, his silken golden, dhoti, and his complexion, black locks of hair, his eyes, his lips. It was beautiful. And it just, my heart was filled with love and desperately wanted to know more about it. But then after that, again, Maya came in, completely took away. And then I met this wonderful devotee in when I was in college, who gave me the book of uh, Bhagavad Gita, and then started reading. Actually, first he gave Science of Self-Realization. And I read that book throughout the night. I didn't keep that book down. I suggest everybody reads that book. It was one of the best books I read. And so then Bhagavad Gita, and then little did I know that I will come under the association of devotees in Phoenix, I think. That was when we started going to the temple. Skanda was very young, my older son. And that's when I was able to awaken my, love of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is so dear, Mahaprabhu is so dear to my heart, because he is one of the most merciful form of Lord Krishna. We cannot approach Lord Krishna so easily, but we can approach Mahaprabhu. He's so merciful. And so many times when trials and tribulations in my life happens, I always, I'm telling you with full conviction, that I have reached down to his foot. And I used to talk and cry, and people used to think that, oh, sometimes when people hear, they think, oh gosh, she's gone somewhere there. But I talk to my deities. I talk. I cry. I talk to them as if they are my own, children or my own parents. And they love, they know, they can sense, they will give me the answer so well. And they talk. Trust me, they know my heart. They know. And sometimes they also show where I did a mistake. They are first one to point out to me my anarthas. And somehow or the other, somebody will come as a tool and show, Mataji, did you do this way? No, it should not be done in a very polite way. But my deities are really, really the guiding force for me. And I love them so much. And sometimes when they talk to me and I share my fear, anxiety, worries, whatever it is to them, Nimai and Nitai have been there for me. So please take shelter under them because they for sure will come to rescue you. For sure. 100% conviction on that. And also the prema bhakti, the pure love of God. It's very tough, especially for me. I'm talking about me, for me to think about the ultimate prema bhakti. But Lord Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya emphasized that that is our purpose of life. That is our ultimate goal. And that is the effective way for us to achieve everlasting happiness. When we say everlasting happiness, what I mean is money, power, status, title, house, car, nothing is going to come with us. Nothing is going to give us everlasting happiness. Even like every day we see phones getting, upgraded, updated. Even as simple as that to a car or a, house. When we have a house, we want a better house. When we have a car, we want to have a better car. But the one thing that gives us everlasting happiness is serving Lord, serving the Lord, and devotional service is the one thing that will guarantee us to develop that relationship that will sow the seeds for us to ultimately gain the love of God, which is prema bhakti. And what is devotional service? Devotional service is anything that you do without expecting in return, anything you do for Krishna, and anything you do for your Guru Maharaj, anything you do for Vaishnavas. It could be bringing water, taking Vaishnava plates, and it could be as simple as washing, cleaning, temple premises, washing dishes, anything. It's everything is devotional service. Nothing done for Krishna or our Acharya or Vaishnavas is will go in vain. Never. It's going to have benefit, and that is for us to go towards Krishna. So devotional service is the ultimate. And whatever we do, like today, you're all sitting here. This is devotional. You all chanted. You all sang wonderful kirtan. That is devotional service. So never forget that. Whatever little we can do, we have to keep trying. Sankirtan, congregational chanting of the holy names, as we said, Krishna is always there when we chant because Nama and Nami are not different, non-different. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stressed the importance of humility and tolerance. Trinadapi sunichena tharoreva saisnuna amanina manadena kirtaniyaha sada harihi. Humility. Tolerant like the grass, he says. It's very tough, trust me. Mother Krishna would often say, oh, Samya, we don't have to go anywhere for humility, to develop humility. Our own, the Grahastha life as such will teach us that. Our kids will teach us how to, the tolerance. Husbands, wives will teach us what humility is in many ways. And that's why Krishna brought us all, in connection with them so that it's life is love. As they say, it's a journey. It's not a problem to be solved. The same way Krishna is giving us and putting us in these situations so we can learn, we can gain all these, so ultimately realize the love of God. Again, he taught that one should be more humble than a blade of grass and more tolerant than a tree. This reflects the understanding that all souls are part of parcels of Krishna and deserve respect. When Sukadeva Goswami, who's a son of Vyasadeva, was actually walking, and this is the pastime stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. There were women who were taking, bathing in the river. And so when Sukadeva Goswami walked past them, the women did not cover or do anything. Whereas when Vyasadeva walked, they covered. Vyasadeva was very curious. Why? Why? I'm the father. He's my son. Because Sukadeva Goswami was about, I think, for him, a tree, a woman, a man, a child, a dog, everything was equal. Nothing was different for him. But when the ladies explained that Sukadeva Goswami was at that highest order, so even Vyasadeva, his father, couldn't reach that. So what I'm saying is, if a person is able to see, and that's what Mahaprabhu saw, everyone equal. He did not discriminate against, oh, you're a Brahmin, you can take this mantra. Oh, you're not a Brahmin, you can recite this mantra. No, he wanted every one of us to benefit from by chanting and getting that, getting closer to Krishna. So Mahaprabhu is so generous and benevolent, I would say, in giving us this holy name and the idea of congregational chanting, Harinam Sankirtan. So powerful. Wherever the Lord's name is taken as in a group, Lord is there. He's present. With that, I will end. And I just wanted to wish you all in advance happy Gaura Purnima. And this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a wealthy capitalist possessing the touchstone of love of God, not considering whether one is proper or improper recipient. He gives his treasure to anyone and everyone. Thus, he is called the most beneficent incarnation. Hari Bol. May the divine light of Gaura Purnima dispel the darkness of ignorance and awaken the spiritual consciousness within all of us. May we all chant more. May we all endeavor to do more devotional service, and may we all go closer every day. It's a step, right? As the baby tries to crawl and slowly start to walk and then starts to run and then goes full swing, right? The same way, may we all take that step towards building that connection, that relationship through chanting with the Lord. And Mahaprabhu has paved way for us to do that. And so let's take this opportunity to join Srila Prabhupada, who's the Shaktivesha avatar, who has come to free us all from this birth and death cycle again and again. Who wants to go through this again, right? I always tease my Prabhu when he says, "Oh, you would like, like in our culture, they say, oh, for 7 janmas we should have a husband like this." And I would say, "No, Baba, no, I don't want anyone. This one janma is too much in the sense. No, I don't want to." So at least we should think. I used to say, at least for that sake, I need to chant more. I need to chant more. But no, it was a innocent joke. But what I'm saying is, Srila Prabhupada has given us this treasure because Mahaprabhu passed it on. And Srila Prabhupada, Shaktivesha Avatar, has given us this. If not for Srila Prabhupada, I don't think so I would have even touched Srimad Bhagavatam, or because the original rendition by Sridhara Swamigal is so complicated, so tough. Prabhupada's mercy is so much that he gave us all in a very simplified way, like to digest, for us to digest, because he knows where we are and what our level in Kali Yuga is. And so he's given us this path. We don't need to read all the shlokas and everything, scriptures. Not that we should read, but when we are starting, I think the chanting is the basis. The more we chant, we will know our life will transform. I guarantee you that our life will transform. And that chanting is the foundation upon which we can slowly build our spiritual journey. And so I if I have made any mistakes or anything, please forgive me. I humbly request all of you to bless me so I can continue my spiritual journey and serve my Guru Maharaj and be more spiritual warrior along the lines of Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. So please, I humbly request you to bless me. Thank you.
Hari Bol.
Any questions, any reflections, any realizations, please. Again, this is for me, for my knowledge. Please help me.